Hello and welcome to Chabot News for May 18th, 2023. My name is Bruce Malloy and today we'll be covering an outlet mall shooting in Allen, Texas, the reopening of a Vietnamese Catholic church that burned down a decade ago, and a new Filipino character on Sesame Street. Chris will tell us the latest news on new movies hitting theaters and streaming services, and finally, Evan will bring us the latest sports news, including a shooting at a Little League baseball game in San Diego. All that and more coming up on today's edition of Chabot News. Saturday, May 6th, there was a shooting at an outlet mall in Allen, Texas, near Dallas. Friends of the victims identified a couple and one of their young children as some of those killed. A memorial has been set up outside the mall to remember the 8 victims who died. Sydney Persing talked to the little boy's daycare teacher.
8 more crosses.
Ready?
8 more names.
Let me get some more paint.
Of parents, of children.
How old are these sisters, do you know?
4th grade, 2nd grade, and 4th grade, yeah.
Fourth?
4th grade and 2nd grade.
Monday, officials released the name of every victim.
Sophia and Daniela.
I know someone whose name is Sophie in my class.
Shot dead at the outlet mall in Allen.
We finished with the family.
As each name went up, someone broke down.
That feels bad.
Some people pictured their kid's name on a cross.
Like you don't know who else is next.
Some people knew a kid on a cross.
That's one of my kids sitting up there. That's my student.
Trinity Whitley says she was 3-year-old James Cho's daycare teacher.
He usually wore elephant bibs and shirts, and he loved elephants. He was sweet and smart, and he was so cute, and he was a brilliant child. I've never actually met a 3-year-old that was that smart. He could read, and he was writing his own name.
And he will never be able to write his name again.
And put my name on top.
8 more crosses, 8 more names, and thousands of people who promised to never forget them.
Super sweet kid, and every day we're gonna miss him, and there won't be a day where we're not thinking about him.
In Allen, I'm Sydney Persing.
Thanks, Sydney. According to GoFundMe page set up for the Cho family, James' older brother, 6-year-old William, remains hospitalized. A social media message may become the piece of evidence that solves a nearly 20-year cold case. It involves the murder of 31-year-old Kevin Kluwer in Chicago. The victim's brother tells Jim Haggerty he's waiting for the police to make an arrest.
There have been several leads, but none that really amounted to much.
Then came August 2020. That's when Rockford resident Ron Kluwer received a message on Facebook. It was from a witness who claimed to know the person who killed his younger brother.
The police do believe that this individual, along with a relation to him, were involved in Kevin's death.
The message was sent to a Facebook page Kluwer started to publicize a composite sketch of a person of interest named Fernando. Because of this Facebook page, Kluwer says police were able to find this man and theorize how the killer operated.
They would go into a bar, they would find somebody who, was attracted to them or, attracted to one of them.
Kluwer says he believes that's what happened on March 23, 2004. He says Kevin ended up back at his Boys Town apartment with 2 men, where he was possibly drugged and robbed before he was stabbed more than 40 times. Kluwer says police believe both persons of interest have ties to Puerto Rico and Chicago, and he's now waiting for investigators to solidify the final pieces of evidence before making an arrest.
With the amount of cold case files, such as Kevin's, stacking up, they don't get a ton of attention if families don't stay at the table and try to push for accountability.
Thanks, Jim. Kluwer says police believe one of the suspects involved may also go by the names Francisco or Adolfo. He says that the person may have been part of a string of similar crimes in Chicago from 2003 and 2005. May is Asian American Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. Our reporter Angelisa Dominguez has the inside scoop on how Hayward and Chabot College are celebrating this year.
May is Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. There are events celebrating Asian and Pacific Islander culture outside of Chabot College and also within it throughout this month. To start off, on May 13th, there was the Hawaiian May Day Festival in Hayward on B Street and Main Street, where they had live performances by island artists and dance groups, one of the artists being Jordan T. Here's a clip of him now performing on stage. The event was hosted by the Kumu Hula Association of Northern California, a nonprofit dedicated to perpetuating Native Hawaiian and Polynesian culture through art, language, music, and dancing. You can follow their socials to look for further events or their website. Now taking it closer to home, here at Chabot there are different clubs and opportunities to express and take part in Asian American and Pacific Islander culture. This includes the Barangay Club and AAPI Movement Club. Micah Ariel Giselle, a club officer, shares what Barangay Club hopes to accomplish.
Barangay Club hopes to accomplish having a space for Filipino students and other people who are interested in learning more about our culture and be able to create a community for different people here on campus. We serve to show representation, hoping that people are able to learn about the culture, about the people, the ancestors, the history, issues that go on in the Philippines.
Barangay Club hosts meetings both on and off campus, ranging from karaoke nights, picnics, and virtual game nights as well. Here's Micah sharing her thoughts on why celebrating and sharing culture is important.
I think it's important because for a long time, I think that obviously knowing the history of this country, it was majority white people. So I think it's important to celebrate the diversity that exists here in America and more importantly California, because as we know there's a huge Asian American and Pacific Islander population that exists here in the United States.
Barangay Club alongside AAPI Movement Club are hosting a night market this Friday the 19th from 5 to 7 p.m. between buildings 200 and 400 on campus. Here's Micah with more information.
So we're planning to have performances, an opportunity drawing, there's going to be different clubs there, there's going to be vendors, we're going to have lots of food, music, we're going to have a DJ, we're planning to have a photo booth. It's going to be super exciting and I think everyone should come out.
Be on the lookout for other events and celebrations as this month isn't over yet. I'm Angelisa Dominguez reporting for Chabot TV.
Thank you, Angelisa, for that report. It's great to see so many people coming together and celebrating their cultures. Artificial intelligence is getting smarter. If you're not aware of it, it is not how it is evolving. You might want to consider getting informed because it's getting out of hand. KTCH reporter Andrea Magdaleno has a story for you.
If it gets to be much smarter than us, it'll be very good at manipulation because it will have learned that from us. And there are very few examples of a more intelligent thing being controlled by a less intelligent thing. And it knows how to program, so it'll figure out ways of getting around restrictions we put on it. It'll figure out ways of manipulating people to do what it wants. Well,
that was Jeffrey Hinton, who many call the godfather of AI. He is warning against the very technology he helped to create, saying it poses a desired global threat.
Hi, Connor. I hope you've been well. We realized that we haven't seen you in here in a while and we miss you.
With a simple search on YouTube, many can create AI-generated audios, images, and videos. And celebrities are being used as examples of what it can do. The technology can make them say anything or even design them into your favorite characters.
Ask it any question.
Social media apps like Snapchat is also adding AI technology by having your personal AI chat. And the current trend over at TikTok includes AI making artists cover songs like Michael Jackson singing a Bruno Mars song.
Our song on the radio, but it don't sound the same.
and Ariana Grande singing in Spanish. Artificial intelligence is getting out of hand. The House Democrats are taking action, introducing a bill Tuesday, April 25th, that would require political campaigns to disclose the use of AI in political ads.
Which is underway to ensure a cohesive federal government approach to AI-related risks and opportunities.
CNN's Donnie O'Sullivan interviewed people to see how others view this technology.
Closed the city of San Francisco this morning, citing the escalating crime and fentanyl crisis.
Did that even happen? Did San Francisco even get shut down? Oh, okay. I was like, that didn't happen.
A recent ad from the Republican National Committee imagines a dystopian future if President Biden is re-elected.
And emboldened China invades Taiwan.
But all isn't as it seems.
So all the images in that ad were actually created using AI, artificial intelligence.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Texas already has a law on its books against certain uses of deepfakes in the weeks leading up to an election. But it's not clear how enforceable that law actually is.
So you might spot there's a tiny disclaimer at the top that says it's made with AI.
Oh, I'm blind.
While some people we showed the ad to outside the White House knew it was fake,
all of the images in it are actually fake.
Yes.
I would believe it.
It looked like a video game.
Right.
Others weren't so confident.
I don't think I would have known that was made with AI if you hadn't said anything.
Now that you know how realistic artificial intelligence can get, do you feel different about the future of AI? This has been Andrea reporting from Chabot TV.
Thank you, Andrea. It's really concerning to know that AI is also affecting the future of politics. In Bay Area news, as promised, Elon Musk is stepping down as CEO of Twitter. He announced Friday, May 12th, that he's hired longtime media executive Linda Yaccarino for the job. She's leaving NBC Universal, where she served as chairman of the Global Advertising and Partnerships for 11 years. That's notable because Musk has clashed with mainstream media outlets in the past and said he hates advertising. Musk says Yaccarino will be slated to start the job in 6 weeks. In his announcement, Musk said she will focus primarily on business operations, while he focuses on product design and new technology. In San Jose, St. Patrick's Cathedral, a Vietnamese Catholic church that burned down in 2012, is now under a new name, Our Lady of La Vang. The beautiful building opened its doors to the public on May 13th, much to the delight of many in the area, including Father Andrew Thong Nguyen and Diocese of San Jose Deacon Xin Chu. Thousands of guests from around the world are expected to attend. It's a feeling Vietnamese parishioners have long felt in a long time. A reminder of the old church remains outside in the form of a bell bearing the name St. Patrick's Church, despite the name change in 2013. Our Lady of La Vang is the name for a Marian apparition that comforted Catholics in Vietnam in the late 18th century, in a time when they were persecuted. Deacon Chu hopes that with this name, the church can be a place of refuge, a welcoming home for the community in San Jose. Now we turn to Chris for this week's look at entertainment news. Chris?
Thanks, Bruce. Now, in today's entertainment news, we've got a trio of fabulous movie previews for you. The 3 movies are on topics ranging from a very fraught family reunion in Florida that stars Tracy Lysette as Monica, to an underrated baseball Hall of Famer known as Yogi Berra, who has won many championships, everything up to Cheetos. Yes, that's right, I said Cheetos. We have David Daniels digging into our Hollywood Minute.
Ow, wow, 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 wow.
What is it?
It burns.
Well, stop eating it.
No, I like it. It was good.
I had been searching for an answer. And there it was. I got an idea. It's a spicy chip. It's gonna change everything. It will save our factory. And you're a janitor. Okay, no, don't hang on.
Here's your first look at Flamin' Hot, about a Frito-Lay janitor who turns his Mexican-American heritage into the snack food sensation Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Eva Longoria directed the movie, which premieres on Hulu and Disney Plus June 9th.
They say he doesn't look like a Yankee.
He wasn't 6'3" with blonde hair. Everything about him was kind of funny.
Yogi Berra is better remembered for his malapropisms than his baseball career. It Ain't Over reminds audiences the Hall of Fame catcher was a 3-time Most Valuable Player and an 18-time All-Star with 10 World Series rings. The documentary on the man and the myth opens in New York and Los Angeles Friday.
I can no longer be your mother. That's what she said to me.
Monica is a transgender woman who returns home after leaving as a teenager, as she confronts her past and seeks to replace her pain and fear with healing and acceptance. Trace Lysette and Patricia Clarkson star in the drama about abandonment and forgiveness. Monica opens in theaters Friday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Thanks, David. You heard it here, folks. Now, don't forget your popcorn, soda, and maybe even some hot Cheetos while you're watching either of these fabulous films. Attention all fabulous lovers, fashion lovers. The Met Gala recently premiered, where we saw all kinds of celebrities, from models to actors to musicians, wearing fabulous outfits. KCTH reporter Ariana Aparcio has more.
On Monday, May 1st was the Met Gala event in New York City. The Met Gala was established in 1948 by the fashion publicist Eleanor Lambert as a fundraiser for the newly founded Costume Institute to mark the opening of its annual exhibit. It is a very special event as many celebrities and high-profile people come to participate, such as half of the Kardashian family, like Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, and Kim Kardashian. Then we have Nick Jonas with his beautiful wife Priyanka, multi-award winner and rapper Cardi B. Then actress Anne Hathaway, rapper Lil Nas X, and so many more. Each Met Gala has a theme that participants must follow. This year's theme and dress code was in honor of Karl. Karl was a German fashion designer who is best known for revitalizing the Chanel brand. Sadly, Karl died of pancreatic cancer. All the stars came out here tonight to celebrate this event and Karl's legacy with their outfits.
And A-list celebrities came out to enjoy and be part of the fashion event, while helping to keep the German fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld's legends alive. Everyone looked fabulous in their playful yet stunning and sometimes daring outfits. My guess is that this would make Mr. Lagerfeld very proud. Who was your favorite at this year's gala? I, for one, can't wait until next year to see what they come up with. Thanks to Ariana for that report. Now, the first quarter results from Disney Plus subscriptions are in, and they show they're down by 4 million. That follows its first ever drop at the end of the last year. Variety reports success that the company's theme parks are helping to curb its losses. But it's still dealing with the layoffs, writers' strikes, and the ire of the Florida Governor, Ron DeSantis. That's going to do it for this week's entertainment news. I'm Chris Reynolds, aka DJ Fabulous, and back to you in the studio. Bruce?
Thank you, Chris. In local news, nurses at St. Rose Hospital in Hayward have voted to ratify a new 4-year contract after reaching a tentative agreement with management. According to an announcement from California Nurses Association, National Nurses United, the new contract includes protections to improve patient safety and nurse retention. Union officials said Monday some of the terms include workplace violence prevention improvements, wage increases, and improved health care benefits. The union represents more than 200 nurses at St. Rose Hospital. They were set to strike May 2nd and 3rd, but they called it off the day before because of the new deal. A St. Rose spokesperson said the hospital is happy to have reached an agreement with the California Nurses Association on a new contract with its dedicated nursing staff. The City of Hayward is introducing a new economic development program called Hayward Live to draw more foot traffic and spur rediscovery of downtown Hayward. Kicking off Memorial Day weekend, Hayward Live will bring art, music, and vendors to the downtown district each weekend through the summer in a manner that complements and supports the downtown business community. For more information, including a link to an online application form for interested artists, musicians, and vendors, visit Hayward Live on the City of Hayward website and stay tuned for fun, exciting events for the whole community. The program is a partnership of the Hayward Economic Development Division of the City Manager's Office and the Pop-Up Guide and Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center. Have you had a chance to visit the new Downtown Public Library in Hayward, California, since they opened 3 years ago? Here's our on-the-scenes reporter, Chris Reynolds, to help shed some light on what people like most about the new library.
So today I was asking people a simple question. What do you like most about the new Hayward Library? Let's go find out.
I really like how there's a variety of different, not only books, but the people too, and it's very kid-friendly, so I really like that.
The library first opened around September of 2019. We were open for maybe about 5 months until March of 2020. And then due to the pandemic, like everything else, we closed down for a few months. Around summertime, I would say around July, August, we started offering limited service like curbside pickup of your library books. Still people being safe, from home and stuff like that. And then we fully opened again, I would say probably about, December of 2020, I would say.
If it is a little rowdy sometimes downstairs with the children, you can go higher up to make to have a safer space.
People enjoy lots of things with the new library. In Hayward, California for KCTH TV, I am Christopher Reynolds.
Thank you, Chris. It looks like the new library has a lot to offer. It's finals week here at Chabot College, and everyone is busy taking tests and finishing up their assignments for their classes. I'm sure everybody has mixed feelings during this week and just writing it, waiting for it to be summer already. So we sent our news reporter Ariana Aparicio to interview students here at Chabot. Let's take a look.
With summer right around the corner, students at Chabot are taking their last finals for classes. Finals week starts from May 22nd and lasts for a whole week. Finals and classes finally end on May 26th, where students are now able to enjoy the summer and not worry about homework or school. We interviewed some students from Chabot to get their thoughts on finals week and their plans for summer.
How do you feel that school in this semester is about to be done?
I feel so happy that this school semester is about to be done because honestly, I'm tired of class. I just want to go home.
How many finals did you have to do?
I had to take 2 finals. I don't really like it because it's very stressful, and I don't think anybody likes finals.
Are you excited for summer?
Yes, very excited. I'm very excited for summer that classes are gonna be done and I get to just do nothing, which I like.
Do you have any plans for summer?
Like I said, nothing. I do not have plans for summer, and it is what I like.
So you're not gonna do anything for summer?
Probably just chill with my friends or go to work, unfortunately. But I'm really glad that school is done.
How many finals did you have to do?
I had 4. I had one for biology, I had one for chemistry, one for math, and one for English.
How do you feel about finals?
Me personally, I don't like them because they're stressful, and I'd be staying up all night just studying.
Are you excited for summer?
Yes, very, because I'm going to go out. I'm going to work too, but, spend time with the family, just.
Do you have any plans for summer?
Yeah, to get a new job, to work, and to spend time with my friends.
What are you looking forward to the most for summer?
Just having fun, man, you know. This semester was rough, so yeah.
Don't forget there are also free testing supplies at the library's front desk, pantries, and Building 700 welcome desk. Will include a variety of scantrons, glue, books, and number 2 pencils. Now, good luck on all your finals, and most of all, have a great and very fun summer.
Thank you, Ariana. It is one hectic week here at Chabot, but it is all worth it, as it is the last thing before summer finally starts. In Chabot College news, the whole semester, the American Sign Language classes have been meeting up every Wednesday across the street at Eon Cafe. Our reporter, Andrea Magdaleno, has a summary of what they've been up to.
Chabot College criteria for general education and graduation requires 2 semesters of a language. One of the options students have is American Sign Language. The ASL 2023 spring semester started to meet every Wednesday at Eon Cafe across the campus. But before we look at what they're doing, let's speak to the instructor on how this social came to be.
Yes, I was teaching and I thought about setting up the ASL social or the ASL club. I asked the students if they wanted to be involved and they said yes. So we had some discussions, looked for places where we could set up the meetings, made some advertisements, put it on the internet, had them tell their friends and, say that we would go to the social to practice. And it would also help the students feel more comfortable with fingerspelling, with facial expressions, to getting attention, and to be more expressive to improve their skills and their understanding. And then the students, as they learn more, they become leaders, they continue to work, they got more active, and it just made me feel really proud.
I come here every Wednesday. And we play some of the ASL games, like fingerspelling or cards.
I try to come every Wednesday. This is my second time coming. The first time I came, we played a couple of games, but like copycats, kind of like the ASL version of telephone. Trying to figure out, our fingerspelling and what one person said, and then go on to the next person. And we kind of all get to see where each other's levels are, which is kind of cool. And then today's kind of just very more of a chill, kind of social. Everybody's still getting to know each other, still playing a couple games and kind of picking up and getting better at where everyone's at.
The reason we offer it is because it's important. The ASL social is important for practice, for communication, and to improve, to see and learn deaf culture, communications, non-manual markers, which are important, how you get people's attention. So the social is great for people to practice.
I enjoy ASL, and I feel like if we do this, we learn more. The more you practice, the more you learn, and the more you understand what they're signing.
My favorite part about the social has just been practicing my signing and also practicing understanding other people's signing and just having conversations that I might not get to have in class. I think there has been some improvement just from coming most weeks and being able to practice.
Still a little harder to pick up on fast conversation, but definitely getting better at picking little words out and kind of going from there. And then I've ran into a couple of deaf people outside of the social and outside of class, and it's a little nerve-wracking at first because I'm oh my gosh, but being able to communicate with someone outside and still be able to help them however I can has been really cool. So.
The ASL social, will it continue? Of course it will. We're hoping that it will grow. The ASL program will grow. There will be more students. They can have their friends, their family, coworkers, anybody, and be able to notice deaf people in the community. So if they go to the store or a restaurant or they're at Starbucks or a fast food spot and they see someone who's deaf, they can communicate which would, this is giving them a little bit more access and deaf people more access to language. And we're hoping to build awareness of ASL and deaf culture in the community and to respect deaf culture as it continues to grow, yes.
The American Sign Language Social will continue to meet next semester. Till then, have a good summer. This was Andrea reporting from Chabot TV.
Thank you, Andrea, for letting us know what some classes are doing off campus. Now we hand it over to Evan to bring us up to date on sports news. Evan?
Thanks, Bruce. There was a very frightening incident for parents and kids at a youth baseball game in California Monday, May 8th. Gunfire rang out, and a bullet struck the ground just feet away from the children on the field. As Jasmine Ramirez reports, the incident could have easily been much worse.
The shooting happened here at Mission Sports Park while 7- and 8-year-olds were out on the field playing. A bullet was seen bouncing in between first and second base before going into the dugout. Luckily, no one was hurt.
Take a look. The boy walks up to bat, then gunshots ring out. You can see dirt fly between first and second base as a bullet strikes the field. Next, everyone begins to take cover and run.
What? Come here.
Not something I was expecting to hear on a Monday night.
Dan Max is the president of San Marcos Youth Baseball. He says the incident is all too close for comfort.
The batter before was thrown out at first, so he was not on first base, which could have been directly in the path. So there was just a lot of things that lined up that were very lucky.
Their organization has more than 1,000 players, some as young as 4 years old. For now, all games are on pause.
We are going to actually have an organization come out that specializes in these kind of situations and kind of assess the environment and what we can add to the environment to kind of help us through these situations in the future.
The shooting happened just before 8 last night. Right now, the sheriff's department is going through surveillance video and working to figure out who is responsible.
It's our children in our community that we're trying to look out for and protect. Just kids playing baseball. If someone saw something, please let us know. We take it very seriously and we'll follow up on any of those leads.
And the sheriff's department says they'll have extra patrols around the fields once games resume. A $1,000 reward is being offered to anyone with information about the incident. Reporting in San Marcos, Jasmine Ramirez, CBS 8.
Thanks, Jasmine. That was a close call. At the St. Antonio Church Coptic Youth Center, CYC in Hayward, the futsal tournament that was supposed to be the highlight of their year got canceled. Our reporter, Amir, has the story.
The two-day futsal soccer tournament held inside the San Antonio Church Coptic Youth Center CYC in Hayward proved to be an event filled with passion and a lot of goals. The atmosphere was electric as teams from the local Orthodox community gathered to showcase their skills and compete for the win. The tournament, which promised an exciting spectacular, witnessed numerous impressive goals and captivating displays of talent, fueling the crowd's enthusiasm.
I've been attending since it started. I don't remember how many years that was. 4 years? 5 years? I think it started out as a commemoration for Ahmed. I think in 2017, fall of 2017, and then it developed into the CIS tournament. The tournament is getting better every year, year by year. I mean, it's too soon to judge this year's tournament. Obviously, we only played one game. But maybe we'll talk next game if there's another interview. But I'm hoping for it to keep on continuing, getting better and better.
However, the excitement of the tournament were overshadowed by unfortunate incidents of violence and fights towards the end of the first day. Tensions had been simmering throughout the matches, eventually boiled over, and the tournament organizers made the difficult decision to cancel the remaining matches, including the highly anticipated semifinals. Prioritizing the safety of all individuals involved, the cancellation served as a reminder of the necessity to maintain a respectful and peaceful atmosphere within sporting events.
Thanks, Amir. We really hope to see the tournament again next year. They're being called the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. The Connecticut player is living out his field of dreams with the Savannah Bananas. Mark Sudol reports.
The Savannah Bananas play a different brand of baseball. The popular traveling minor league team is like the game's version of the Harlem Globetrotters. It's all about the entertainment.
In the beginning was a little bit out of my comfort zone with the dancing and all the antics, but I've come to love it, and I've honestly been improving my dance moves. So
one of their players is Vinny DeRubius.
Killing two birds, it's like a dream. It feels as though I'm a big leaguer.
DeRubius almost lost his dream on an inside pitch in college.
And it had fouled off the end of my bat and just kind of skipped right off my bat and hit me square in the eye.
DeRubius was rushed to the hospital where he had reconstructive eye surgery. He lost sight in his left eye, but he didn't let it cloud his dreams.
As soon as I was released from the hospital, I was told not to do a thing. But I went directly to the batting cage. I called up my hitting coach. I said, meet me at the batting cage. Come on in here, Mom.
Now, in his first few months with the Bananas, he's helping fans with hardships, one pitch at a time.
These kids obviously look up to you. What is that like?
It's one of the most fulfilling feelings I could ever imagine in this life.
DeRubius has had plenty of time to reflect on his journey. He's found a new home with his new team.
If you have a passion for something, if you work at it and you have belief in yourself and you love that enough, that you can do it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the message that I'm starting to try and spread.
A message that seems to be connecting with everyone.
Thanks, Mark. The Rubies and the Bananas are playing at Duncan Park in Hartford, August 14th. That's all this week in sports news. I'm Evan Netto. Now, back to you, Bruce.
Thanks, Evan. Now, turning to some good news. Just in time for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, the children's show Sesame Street has welcomed its first Filipino character. Meet TJ. He's the program's latest Asian American Muppet. Filipino-American animator Bobby Pontias based TJ on two of his friends' kids. Pontias wrote on Instagram that he and Sesame Workshop creative director of character design collaborated on the character. Puppeteer and performer Yinan Shin-tu is the voice for TJ. A Korean-American character, Ji-young, was introduced on Sesame Street in 2021. And for our final story today, in North Carolina, a curious cat that was checking out a bathroom remodeling project ended up becoming part of it. Surf City firefighters posted photos on their Facebook page showing the rescue. The kitty crawled into a hole in the floorboards during construction, and no one noticed until it was too late. Firefighters removed brand new shower floor, and the cat popped up. The cat was not hurt and even made friends with the new friends with the firefighters. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff and Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 Comcast for more Chabot TV.